Hi everyone, it's your weekend quick yoga class. It's Saturday. I've spent a lot of this past week at the computer myself, so I'm feeling a lot of constriction in my spine, the feeling of kind of my shoulders moving forward, stuck in my spine and my upper back because of typing, texting. So I want today for us to focus on processing out all of the constriction and resistance from a week of work. So we're going to focus on opening up the chest, opening up the back, opening up the shoulders, and the hips. That's going to be our main point of focus. And then we'll end with a breath work. Remember, as you do this, try to control a measured breathing. 3-part breath as you inhale, slow exhale during the movement. A little bit of the movement today is going to be more passive, which is right when our mind tends to wander, when we're doing those passive postures. So that's when it's really important to focus on the breath and give the mind and body something to chew on, something to focus on. Remember, yoga is not about emptying your mind. It's not about clearing your mind. It's not even about taking stress away. It's about giving your mind and body a point of focus and processing the stress out. So join me for this quick class to make you feel good, to process out that week, and come into your weekend feeling balanced, feeling neutral, and feeling focused. We're going to start off in a Sphinx pose. All right, so backing up here, laying on our belly, elbows underneath the shoulder, blading the fingers out, pulling the elbows back, pulling the shoulders back, lifting the navel up, lifting the collarbones up. So it's important here to not sit into your low back and let your legs relax. So you're actually engaging your legs to protect your low back, lifting your navel up to protect your low back. Where we want to find the mobility is the upper thoracic. So you have to squeeze the shoulder blades, lift the collarbones. So this actually isn't a passive posture, it's active. And then let's use this time to get our breath under control. So the breath happens automatically. Thank God, otherwise none of us would be here. We'd forget to breathe. But we're going to borrow the breath from the nervous system and manipulate it to help manipulate our focus and our nervous system. Notice I'm also blading my fingers. So in yoga, everything is active and under your control. And then where you're maintaining neutrality is through breathing. So the only thing that's really moving are my respiration muscles and anything around respiration like my ribs and chest and belly. And then let's do a little bit of upper body movement. So squeeze the shoulder blades even more, a little tiny bit more of this back bend. Exhale, drop the chin. The space between the shoulder blades moves back. So I'm doing a cat and cow with my upper body. Inhale, exhale. Make sure to not hold the head here, drop it all the way down. Lifting the navel in and up. Inhale, exhale. If you want a little bit more back bend, so feel free to stay here, but if you want a little bit more going into a seal, I open up my arms to 10 and 2, press on my hands, still lifting from my navel, not sitting in my low back. I press my legs down, lift my collarbones up, no shoulders. I don't want to see this. I can't see you anyway, you can see me. But if I were there, I don't want to see this. Shoulders down, collarbones up, move everything away from the floor, big breath in. Exhale, return to Sphinx. Right hand in, bend the left knee. Your choice to do this. If you want to reach back and get your left foot, square yourself back off to the mat and pull the heel towards the butt. Go as far as you want with this. You can also take a towel or a belt and lasso your foot to help you bring it towards the butt. Now listen, this is not about pushing or stretching. This is about breathing into the resistance, giving your body the signal it's okay to let go. Breathing into the part of the body that feels like it's rejecting this position. Breathe into it. Give it a signal of safety. Good. Meanwhile, you're still in Sphinx in the upper body. Let's do the other side. Big breath in. Lifting the navel, crossing the left arm in, reaching back for the right foot. So what I see a lot in my students is collapsing here. Even though you're on the floor, you're constantly pushing away from it. In fact, what's going towards the floor is your right heel, and your pelvis. Everything else is moving away from the floor. Big breath in. Good, back to Sphinx. Let's extend the right arm for a shoulder opener. So I want to externally rotate towards my pinky, not my thumb. Left hand underneath the left shoulder, bending the left knee. And I'm keeping my arm at least shoulder height, maybe a little bit higher towards the top of the mat. Big breath in. You can let the head relax if you want, or place it on a block. And instead of thinking of stretching or mobility here, think of releasing what you don't need out of the body. Good, back to center. Let's do the other side. Extending the left arm, pressing on the pinky side of your hand. Right hand underneath the shoulder, open up the body. Big breath in, slow breath out. Notice if there's any unnecessary tension, and take that energy and put it into deeper and longer breaths. And maybe take that energy and purposely activate a part of the body. Can you see my body move as I breathe? Can you see my torso move? Good, back to center. Let's come to a baby cobra. And it's not just about releasing the spine, it's also about strengthening the back. So if I come to what we call turbo cobra, fingertips and toes, fire up the back muscles, lift the collarbones, exhale, release. Inhale, lift. It's almost like crunches for your back. Inhale, press the belly against the floor. Widen the ribs, lift the collarbones. Exhale, flatten the hands and feet, do the same thing 2 more times. Stay here and hold, moving the elbows back towards the heels, the collarbones forward, big breath in. And if you feel a little strain in your neck, you can release the head, because it's not about the head and neck, it's actually about the back muscles. And then to all fours position. Exhale, round the spine, let it go. Let's do a toe stretch and a wrist stretch. So tuck the toes under, move the seat back. Spread out the toes nice and wide. And then tuck the hands underneath, so you're on the top of your hands. For a lot of typing and texting, you're gonna feel this. So let's move the shoulders away from the ears. Big breath in the forearms. Watch this. I see this a lot with my students, and it's like they're doing this to try to get relief from the stretch, which I understand, but we need to keep focusing on the shoulders away from the ears and external rotation. So these creases of the elbows ideally want to face out, and if they don't face out right now, it's okay. We want to move in that trajectory though. Good, maybe take the palms down, couple breaths here, press the floor away. The number one thing I see in students is bringing the shoulders forward when they don't need to be. And I don't think there's really a time that our shoulders are actually forward in a pose unless we're purposely moving the shoulders up and down for whatever reason. But other than that, they should be always away from the ears. So check in on yourself right now. Good, and then 2 breaths sitting up on the heels so your toes are tucked. And let's add a cleansing breath. So inhale through the nose, HA out the mouth. Good, butt to one side. Legs around, let's get into the hips a little bit. Right leg in front of the left leg. And right now, I'm actually feeling it in my hips already. So the most important thing is you keep the spine straight. As soon as we start to bend or round the spine unconsciously, we actually start to move into some nerves and into our stress response, which we don't want to do. The more aligned you are, your nerves are all connected properly, and you're not going to elicit a stress response by moving your brainstem into an incorrect position. So if you're not feeling it in the hips, then you can start rotating from the hip joint, not from the spine, to move forward. And if you purposely want to drop the head, you can. I'm feeling this in my right hip, so that's where I'm going to guide my breathing. Good, let's extend the left leg. So we're going to combine the hip opener with a leg extension, pulling the pinky toe side of the foot back, sitting up nice and tall, chest to toes. Purposely round. Now I'm purposely doing a flexion with my spine. Maybe reach the right arm towards the foot. Even if it's at the knee or thigh, it doesn't have to be at the foot. It does not matter. Left hand down, add a twist as you move forward, encouraging the right shoulder to move down and forward. Good, other side, left leg in front of the right. Same thing, find where you're feeling the resistance, the first barrier, stay there and breathe into it. And you might find when you breathe and you send your body that signals of safety, it starts to open up a little bit. The body wants to be open, it wants to be balanced, it's craving this. And everything that happens to us in life gets us out of balance and we think, oh, that's forever now. But it's not forever, because the body will respond if you give it those safety signals. Maybe purposely drop the head. Walk the body up, extend the right leg out. Same thing here. I'm still in charge of my right foot. I'm not letting it, if you can see it there, I'm not letting it fall out or fall in. But I'm in charge of where it goes. Tilting forward from my hips first, pressing anything that's on the ground into the ground. And if we have an action one way, we're going to get the reaction the other way and lengthen the spine. Now I'm purposely rounding over my leg. Remember, how deep into this movement you go is not the goal, it's not the point. It's processing out the stress, processing out the resistance, processing out the week of work. Taking the left hand to the outside edge, adding a twist, whether it's the leg, the knee, the thigh, the foot, doesn't matter. Encouraging the left shoulder down and release. When we release this stress and tension and resistance out of our body, it's creating a boundary, a personal boundary of what we're deciding to take with us into our life or not. So you had a difficult email you got, or a difficult work conversation, or an argument with a family member. If you keep that in your body without processing it out, you're letting that come into your personal life. You're not setting a strong boundary for that. So by processing it out is saying, I'm not taking you with me anymore, mentally, physically, or neurologically. So really, practicing yoga is setting up those personal boundaries in a tangible, physical way. Before our final breath work, we're going to do a little bit of abdominals. So anchor the feet into the floor, round the low back, and keep rounding down so you come to right at the top of the pelvis. Let's make a warrior grip with our hands at our chest, shoulders down, chest lifted. And then keep the lower body the way it is, but take the right elbow to the floor and try not to move the arms. It's not the arms that are moving, it's the torso. Inhale to center, exhale to twist. Inhale. So what I see a lot with this are the legs moving around and the arms trying to go down. Nothing's happening in the core, in the center. So keep the legs centered. Exhale, twist, inhale. Exhale. When we sit at a desk a lot, our abs start to get feeling a little bit loose, whether they're actually losing strength or not, it's that feeling. And when we feel that our core muscles, which actually our whole body is our core, but with the center part not being stable, it's going to reflect mentally. We're not going to feel that we have a mental stability either. So I think by doing yoga and these body movements, I know, we're actually training the mind. We're actually deciding how we're going to perceive our lives, our situation, and we're taking our lives back from being influenced by outside forces. A couple more times. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Good, hands down, feet down. Let's take one little tabletop position. Push the butt and pelvis up as far as it can go, shoulders down. You can look forward. If your neck is okay, you may want to drop the head back, up to you. Big breath in. And exhale, sit down. Let's end with coherency breath. Coherency breath is going to get our systems to work together in coherency. Our sympathetic, our activated side, our parasympathetic, our neutral calm side, the focus of our brain. Very simple to do. Hands to knees, nice tall spine. Sit in a chair. You can even do this laying down if you want. 3-part breath as we do this. Inhale for a count of 3. Hold for a count of 2. Exhale for a count of 5. Again. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Inhale from the lowest belly. 1, 2, 3. All the way to the collarbones. Hold for 2. Keep moving upward with the spine. Exhale slowly and evenly for 5. Again. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Three more times on your own, and I'll let you know when we're stopping. Now, if you want to keep going with coherency breath, please keep going. Otherwise, we're going to end this video for today. Thank you for joining me. Just a little bit of yoga every day is going to keep you in control of your system, your mind, and your life, and overall make you feel a little bit more calm, in control, and happy. So thanks for joining us, and join us again for a video soon. Have a great rest of your weekend.